Hey, it's 40 degrees, overcast, raining most of the day. I got a great idea. Let's go to Oklahoma's National Park. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Hello everybody, welcome to 54 Nights. I am Chris.
And I am Terry.
And we are at, wow, never mind. You're gonna have to tolerate sunglasses. We are at
Yeah, mine became sunglasses too.
Chickasaw National Recreation Area. I know, it's not a national park. I said we were going to a national park.
You lied.
But, no.
But them.
Much to the chagrin of Miss Terry, I enjoy history.
Oh no.
But before I get to that,
you didn't tell me about this.
Before I get to that, you got to check this out. We are here, it is what, January 17th, 18th, whatever, and look at the crowd. Oh my gosh, every campsite is just
empty.
This is awesome. Chickasaw National Recreation Area, created in 1976. Lake of the Arbuckles, it was filled and all that back in 1966, so this campground is really pretty darn old. But in 1976 they took Arbuckle National Recreation Area, which was Arbuckle Lake or Lake of the Arbuckles and surrounding area, and Platte National Park, and they combined the two. National Park. Oklahoma had a national park. Now, a recreation area is operated by the National Park System, but it doesn't have the national park designation. Platte National Park, created in 1902 as Sulphur Springs Reserve, and then in 1906, I believe, 1906, the name was changed to Platte National Park. And Platte was actually the name of a Connecticut U.S. Senator who was on the Board of Indian Affairs and was a very respected individual. So yeah, for 70 years, Oklahoma had a national park. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You know, why did it not become not a national park? Well, same reason it became a national park, politics. But it's pretty cool. The Platte National Park area was actually only like 1.5 square miles. It was, at the time, it was the smallest national park in the system. So, anyway.
What made it national park? The sulfur? What was the drawing?
The springs.
The springs.
Yeah.
What made it different, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the springs.
Okay.
The Chickasaw and the Choctaw Indians actually sold the land to the U.S. government because they were afraid of it turning into a hot springs type area. If you've ever been to Hot Springs, it was at one time, and kind of still is, I guess, extremely commercialized. And the Choctaw and Chickasaw were a little concerned that it would turn out this way because it was already, the town of Sulphur was already starting to utilize some of the springs for commercial purposes. So,
well, that's cool. That's cool that they were trying to protect it.
Yeah. Very interesting history. We're going to go explore today. It's a little windy outside. It's a little bit chilly. I need to go get my beanie to cover my
hair.
My hair, because my hair gets cold.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be, and now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality, and now you're laying
Niagara Falls. We used to bring the kids out here during the summer. We'd load up the grill in the trunk of the car and then head out this way.
A lot of day trips out here.
Just a day trip. It's a couple hours from the house. And this is a busy place in the summer. This water gets about 66 degrees. It's fed from 2 springs up the stream. About 1 million gallons an hour, I think is what it gives. So, yeah, it's nice chilly water, and this place gets really busy in August when it's hot outside.
Curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow we've always known that we have chemistry, but always chasing after someone else. So this took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah. Even in my wildest dreams, even in my wildest dreams.
So I'm wondering, like way back when, there used to be parking lots here near Buffalo Springs. And there's a bridge there. There's no trail leading over to it. As a matter of fact, it looks like they've tossed some logs out to discourage you from getting
I think
over
there's
to it.
parking lot back there.
Yeah, it used to be a parking lot way back in the early days of the park. It looks like a CCC or WPA type bridge, so, and the WPA was out here and the CCC was out here in between 1933 and 1940, so
WPA and CCC.
Civilian Conservation Corps and Work Progress Administration or something like that. I'd have to look it up, but it was just
State funded.
it was government, national government funded. It was to give people work, and they did the structures here. Most of the structures you see out here were done during that time period.
Lake Murray too.
Yeah, Lake Murray was part of that too.
Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah.
So this is Black Sulphur Springs, and it's not flowing.
It's not even damp.
And actually, all the springs around here dry up from time to time, stop flowing from time to time. Can't really blame it on climate change because it was happening in the 1800s before we had hairspray. The Indians,
Which he uses a lot of, by the way, so.
the Choctaw and Chickasaw and the other tribes down here, they kind of said it was, they noticed it, the springs drying up when the Canadian River was drying up. It's interesting. You know, we have been to Little Niagara before where it wasn't flowing at all. There was, you had stagnant water in those two pools, and
our last visit, actually.
Yeah, many years ago. So it's just and back then the locals were blaming it on a quarry that is just 15 miles or so away from here. So anyway, Black Sulphur Springs not flowing, but I mean, you saw Buffalo and Antelope Springs, they're flowing quite well.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, I didn't see any buffalo and antelope.
Oh my gosh, I'm turning this around now. Okay, go ahead. What was the question?
The guy was filling up bottles of water, like drinking water bottles. Why?
Yeah, and you can smell the water.
Yeah, it smells like sulfur.
Not this one, not quite so bad as one of the other
Right.
ones we're getting ready to go to.
Right, but I still wouldn't really want to drink it.
Well, it's the same at hot springs. People bottling up water there. There's a lot of minerals in it, and you know, the whole deal is it's supposed to be curative water.
Really?
Yeah, just because of all the minerals in it. I don't know what science says about it today, but that has been the long time belief, and which was one of the reasons why the Chickasaw and Choctaw wanted to preserve these springs, was because, you know, hot springs turned into a big commercial center because of the belief that the water is curative. So
that water is coming like straight out of the ground, so it's not going to have like animal feces
exactly.
and stuff from it.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
You ready for another history lesson?
Guess I'm gonna get one.
Lincoln Bridge, built in 1906. At the dedication.
How old were you in 1906?
Younger than you. At the dedication, two of the speakers actually knew Abraham Lincoln. That is fascinating history.
You're in Oklahoma?
Yes.
The speakers live in Oklahoma?
Yes.
So they didn't travel from...
I think they both did. Don't quote me on that one. I'm pretty sure one of them did, but I can't remember if the other one did or not. But
Wow.
this place is pretty.
Yeah.
And we're here like in the dead of winter.
With everything dead.
And it is beautiful.
Yep.
It really is. So there you have it, Chickasaw National Recreation Area, bits and pieces of it that we enjoyed. There are 6 campgrounds in the recreation area, 3 of them at the Lake of the Arbuckles, 3 of them at the Old National Park. Cold Springs, Central, and Rock Springs are in the Springs area. None of those have hookups, but they're awesome. If you got a tent, a little scamp, or a pop-up camper, it's a really cool place to stay because you're right there by the creek. You're within walking distance of the springs, and
lots of shade for the summer. Lots of shade.
The kids would just have a blast down there. And then you have the 3 campgrounds at the Lake of the Arbuckles. Guy Sandy on the west side of the lake doesn't have any hookups. It's a primitive campground. The Point has 50 and 30 amp sites with water. None of the campsites here at the parks have sewer connection. And then, of course, the campground we're in, Buckhorn, there's like 4 loops, 134 sites, 50 and 30 amp, and just Buckhorn campground, and even the Point. We've stayed at the Point before. Just fun places for kids, a lot to explore. I mean, without ever leaving the campground, they can explore in ravines and creeks, and I mean, just fun stuff to do for kids and those of us who haven't grown up.
But our site is, the levelness is to be desired.
Yeah, the lake was put in 1966, or opened up in 1966. So the campgrounds were also put in at that same time. They have been somewhat modernized with some really cool picnic table and tent sites, but the paved part, or the part where you park your camper, if you have a longer rig, ours is 35 foot long, you're going to have, in some of the sites, you're going to have difficulties getting level. We're sitting on 3 or 4 layers of the Lego blocks on the front end of the coach right now.
And that was after 2 or 3 tries.
Yeah, it took us a couple of attempts, but we got it.
Really nice picnic area at every site on this loop anyway.
Yeah. And we're here in January, very peaceful. Not a whole lot of people here. I think Saturday night there was 1, 2, 3, 4 other campers right here in the area.
And we must have scared them off.
Yeah, they left Sunday morning. So it's peaceful in the off season, and then from my experience of camping down here, I've been here plenty of times. When I was growing up, we came out here, and I mean, I've got some great memories of this place when I was a kid. And during the summer, it is just vibrant with activity. It's summertime, the trees are green, everything's shaded, and people everywhere. I mean, yeah, crowds can be a downside, but then again, a lot of times that crowd just kind of brings the place to life.
People.
And when you're a kid, the more people, the better.
More people to play with.
This is an awesome place to bring the kids. And hiking trails, they've got a lot of trails. They're really kind of borderline nature trails. I mean, they're long. You've got a couple of trails that are a couple of miles long, or something like that, but the way that they're built and maintained, they're built and maintained. Yeah, they're not just a dirt trail. Yeah, they're closer to a nature trail, something like that. And I mean, you can run on them. I lost count of the number of joggers we come across this weekend, just out on the trails jogging. And the history behind the place, of course. That's just me. It's a fun place.
These trails are almost like narrow roads. narrow
Yeah.
gravel roads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could take Subaru down most of them. Except they put those annoying boulders in the way.
I don't know. We could probably get over that.
I don't know. We
Maybe
might
with a
high
Jeep.
center. I think a Jeep would have trouble getting over just a couple of those boulders.
Oh, we'll have to keep working on that.
And right here in the area by the lake is the Chickasaw Cultural Center. A very, very interesting museum.
Very nice, very well done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite Native American museums in the state, and
I
we've got a
agree.
lot of them here in the state.
Yeah, we've been to most of them,
Yeah.
or all of them.
Yeah.
Then Veterans Lake has got a beautiful walking trail around
Yeah.
it, and that's right here in Sulphur.
Yeah, Veterans Lake, it was the city of Sulphur's lake, and then they let the government, the National Park Service, take it over. And yeah, there's a hiking
It's a
trail.
concrete trail.
Yeah.
And now, as far as shade, there is no shade around there. It's got
No.
little stumpy trees, but it's beautiful. It goes around the lake, and it's long. But it's beautiful. You could bike around it.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And what about you can take paddle boards out there, right, into Lake McMurphy? I mean, Lake of the Arbuckles, wherever we are.
Yeah, we paddled out on
We have.
Arbuckle Lake.
I didn't even remember
And-
that. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of activities out here: boating, hiking, swimming. You know,
Can you paddleboard on Veterans Lake? There were boats out there.
there were boats out there. I don't know if you can actually paddle out on
Because that would be
Veterans or
pretty
not.
nice and smooth and.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a fun place. If you haven't been, you got to come out and check it out. Spend a weekend out here, whether it's in the off season or the peak season. I mean, it's just two different flavors. It's a fun place. With all that said, I think it's time for us to hit the trail.
The trail? You don't mean going back home?
Yeah, I do.
Oh wait. We have a new family member. Name has yet to be decided. Got it from animal shelter out here. Say hi. He's Ari's new friend.
The dog with no name.
Yep.
We've been to the lake.
The dog with no
the
name.
dog with no name.
He's pup right now.
We'll catch y'all down the trail.